Hello everyone, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot, here to do a couple of readings for you. I'm from the Navigators Tarot, which you can find me on Instagram, and you can also find me on Sleepy Wisdom on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Just going to do a general reading. Woke up this morning feeling really tired. I have to work a bit of night duty tonight, so don't know how that's going to go. Anyway, we'll see what's going on. Wow, many things that we can't really see. Isn't that amazing? The one that's really standing out for me is the card of Judgment. If you look at it there, it's like Judgment Day, when all the souls rise. However, what I'm feeling is more that there is judgment that is occurring against the dark, the cabal of the dark forces that are here and controlling the earth plane at this point in time, though not for much longer. There is this new dawn coming in the form of truth that's cutting through absolutely all of the bullshit. And, oh, this is going to sound very interesting. See, because in the past we had the Hangman. Now, for a lot of us, we have been hanging on to, for the last 4 years, it's kind of like just waiting for things for the darkness to lift and for the light to come in. And it's been a very long, drawn out process. However, things are happening and they are occurring. What I feel like is that there is this escalation point that we're coming to. Things are really going to start to escalate, but what's actually going to happen is it's going to precipitate a huge change. And I can't tell you in what way that comes, what way, shape or form that comes in. But I feel like things are really beginning to escalate, and it's like I've said before, like the pus in a pimple that's about to be popped. It's like it just cannot get much worse. You know, something is going to, it's like that pimple has to burst, and it will occur. It will happen. It's happening. It's like it's happening on an outer level, but we can't see it. There's so many different kind of like so much stuff that's going on at the moment in the outer world that we can't really see. But there's also like an offensive, then a counter-offensive, but it's happening on a level that we are not seeing. Anything that you are seeing on the mainstream media at the moment literally is just a controlled narrative that is only going to show you a certain amount of what is actually, it's like it's just showing you the cream on the top. It's distracting you from what's really going on. It's kind of like the Gaza and the whole Palestinian Israeli conflict is really there to distract you. But of course, the darkness will go to great lengths to actually distract you while they're taking your freedoms away. And while you're doing that, they're trying to bring in the transhumanist agenda and the digital passports and the digital currency. So it's very, and it's a very diabolical kind of world that we're living in at the moment. And so, but what's actually happening is on an energetic level, this is actually going to shift us forward into such a huge awakening that's going to happen on this planet, that all of these distractions are not going to last, because people have had enough, and you can feel it, you can see it. the more that the institutions come down on us, the more that we are actually starting to wake up and starting to fight back and say no. It's like you can only take so much pressure until you actually burst underneath that pressure. So that's what's going on. There is this underlying movement that is actually happening that we can't see, but that is actually working towards freeing the narrative and the control that is actually happening on the planet at the moment. But we're also going to have to find that within as well. It's always a good idea when we are feeling a lot of pressure to go within and to just breathe through a lot of what is going on and just allow the destruction to take place, because that is literally what is happening. And so you may find that pressure that is within yourself just a burgeoning desire for the self to emerge as the truth of who you really are, instead of the false, fake narrative that you've been living under for quite some time, both within and without. That makes sense. Ace of Wands, Three of Cups. Yes, so there is this action toward coming together in community. There has been a lot of, even though the mainstream narrative and the mainstream media will not cover it, there have been a lot, like literally thousands upon thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people who are protesting all over the world, fighting for our freedoms, fighting for so many things, for Palestinians to for the Palestinian and the Israeli war to cease, and for there to be a ceasefire. But of course, the war is a huge distraction while our freedoms are being taken away. But, you know, the more you wake up to what's really going on, the more that you'll be able to sort of like move ahead in confidence, knowing that eventually Judgment Day will come. And it is coming. It's about to look. Then we have the Four of Wands, which is coming together for a celebration, and the deceptions being forced out into the open, and being able to see that. And you know what? This community, and online, like any sort of like the online communities of freedom fighters, and also to the protests that are going on around the world, people are beginning to wake up and to see exactly what is going on. And the energies are such now that it's actually starting to push us, you know, into these uncomfortable stages and these uncomfortable states, so that we can literally go beyond that, to find the truth, not only from who we are within, but also to on an outer level. As we begin to find the more truth about ourselves, then look at that, and then we're coming into the sun. So there is lots of changes that will occur. I feel that for the next week, it will be literally about coming back into stillness, and also coming back into your haven, and literally watching as the world burns, because at this point in time there is really nothing to be done except to concentrate on self, community, family, and to go from there, because the world will have to go through its transformation, and we need to stay out of the way while the controlling factions are being taken down. Yes, and then we have the Queen of Wands and the Star. So there is hope within the difficulties. It's a good idea to be in compassion and love at all times, if you can, towards absolutely everything. that you see and feel. And, you know, the thing is about these conflicts that are occurring all around the world, of course, is also to, yes, number one, to get you distracted, but also to have you feel huge amounts of fear, huge amounts of anger, because that creates loosh for the off-planet entities that are also feeding off our energy centers. So yeah, that's all. And the off-planet entities, of course, are those that are also those that have been feeding off our loosh for a millennia, are also those that are also in control of the controlling factions in the human realm on the earth plane. And Ace of Cups. So yes, unconditional love and love for self will be the only emotion and frequency of the unconditional love that will actually, it's the only thing that can pretty much take out anything of a lower vibration. Yeah, so I'll just have a look at these here. I know a lot of people have not yet awoken to the idea that there are also off-planet entities that have been controlling the earth for a millennia, but it is, in my experience, my own personal experiences, absolutely the truth. There we are, cornucopia, which is, of course, it kind of is all the riches under the sun. We're going to be moving into this. You know, we're moving into a new world structure, and it is going to be an amazing world when everything, all the darkness has been removed from the planet, and it is systematically being removed from the planet as we speak. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and I shall see you next week. Bye for now.